Ahoy, ahoy, and welcome to the newest edition of Ramble on Reactions. With me is handsome Dan Knight.
And that's clever Eric Muller.
I try. We are here reviewing, mostly Dan's going to be reviewing the movie The Lobster. Dan, tell us a little bit about this movie based on the hit song by the B-52s.
That's Rock Lobster.
My apologies. So,
right.
The Lobster.
The Lobster. So this is, you might have seen previews for this. I think it already came out overseas a while ago. I think it was in film festivals, and now it just got a small independent domestic release, which not in a lot of screens, not in a lot of big theaters.
That's why you need to see it at the Gateway Film Center. Gateway, love it.
I'm just going to let you, each time out, there's going to be a new pitch for something. But actually, yes, I did see this at the Gateway. We did a divide and conquer this week. I saw 2 movies. He saw 2 movies. We're reviewing all of them right now. And The Lobster is directed, I want to say it's Yargos. I'm going to butcher the rest of his name. I think that's his first name. He's a Greek director, and he was an Oscar nominated director for Best Foreign Film. And then I think this is his first English-speaking film. So the world of this movie, it is another one of those movies where I like a movie very much that doesn't placate to your audience. Like there's no, here's all the exposition. Like you figure out more about this world as the movie goes on. And it's definitely a take on society, but it's done in a very interesting way. Like the beginning of the movie, you see, I believe Colin Farrell's wife leaves him. It's even a lot of this movie is very ambiguous and lets you figure it out for yourself. But essentially,
all right, what's a little bit of the rules of the world?
Well, that's what I was getting to. So essentially, his wife leaves him, and he has to go away to this essentially resort / hotel, and he has 45 days to find a significant other. Otherwise, he will be turned into an animal. So,
a lobster, maybe?
Which is, you see in the previews. Yeah. And it's very interesting the way they go about this. Like, they try to have activities where they interact. They try to promote, just like to create a more sexual environment. There are a lot of really awkward sexual moments in this movie. It's not necessarily a bad thing. But a lot of this movie is very long takes. The scenes breathe a whole lot, and it's very specific dialogue. And everyone has a character, no matter like how awkward or off-centered they may be. Even Colin Farrell. Colin Farrell as a lead was great in this.
I was about to say, how are the acting performances in this? Yeah, Colin Farrell.
You have Colin Farrell.
John C. Reilly's his best friend, I'm assuming.
John C. Reilly. There's like 3 guys. They kind of, just for marketing purposes, I think they did more John C. Reilly. But in the beginning of the movie, it's almost in 2 halves, because he starts off at this resort, and then in the second half he's not at the resort. So I don't want to go too much into it because I don't want to spoil anything, because it is an interesting movie, but it is, don't get me wrong, it is very much an art house movie. Like this is not your stereotypical Hollywood cut movie. It's much more a lot of classical music in the background, a lot of them playing with music and how you're hearing it, like whether or not it's in the movie or whether or not you're just hearing it as an audience. Colin Farrell is great as this role. He's trying to think of things, but he often like trips on his own plans, and he doesn't think very far ahead. Rachel Weisz is great in it. She doesn't come in till later in the movie. John C. Reilly does a great job with the character. He has kind of a smaller part, but I do like what they did. There's a leader in the woods. She's really good. It's great because you don't know who has what motivations at any given time because of the way they set up this reality. And a lot of times, like when they show you in the city, you don't get a whole lot of that, but it's like only couples, and you have to have a license, which you don't really pick up on until like 3/4 into the movie. It's not a huge spoiler, but it's kind of like, whoa, that came out of nowhere, and it completely changes like the dynamic of this whole world. And then it's also a very ambiguous ending, which I'm not even going to kind of get into.
All right, speaking of ambiguous endings, Dan, what do you think? Well, would you rate this movie?
I'd say this movie is a solid B. It's a B+. I would actually go B+. It's not for everyone. Even me, I'm going to have to watch it at least 1 or 2 more times to try to wrap my head around this. Imagine a less accessible like American Beauty, where it's like,
wow, okay,
where the script is very well done, but like if you don't pay attention a couple times, you're gonna miss it. Whereas I think in American Beauty you can kind of watch it once and get it all. But this is like, there are a lot of layers to this script, and they took a lot of time crafting this film. So, but I mean, if you like more art cinema, if you like going in there with an open mind and really thinking about this, I would definitely recommend it.
All right, well, this is our reaction to The Lobster. I am Eric.
Dan.
And Ramble on.
Thanks for watching.